Thanks to EA for the opportunity to record and play some of the Season 7 content early so I can get it to you. This is going to be some of the new stuff coming to you in Season 7 for Battlefield 2042. On release for Season 7, you're looking at two new weapons, the SZC-3 and the AK-5C, and then one new gadget, the SRAW, and of course the most prominent piece of content coming out with Season 7 is the new map, Haven. Haven is a desert combat map featuring a dense urban center, and it has vehicles, both tanks and little birds, inside the map currently, with a mostly symmetrical 5-objective based conquest map. On top of that, there was also a Rush layout, and as a fan favorite of Rush, I'm excited to see that coming to the game as well. Now let's talk about the general layout of Haven. Haven features just symmetrical style spawns for both US and the Russian. On both sides, there is one objective extremely close to the base, and then there is one objective located to the south, D1, that is pretty easy to access for both sides, leaving two objectives at the direct center, one high north and one to the middle, in the dense urban sections. The dense urban sections in the center are both great for infantry and for tanks to roll through and roll back out to, of course, protect themselves so they don't get overran by infantry. The objectives seem to flow pretty decently, so I have actually enjoyed running around all of the urban areas. As a medic main, I enjoyed most of the infantry style combat until, of course, I ran into tanks, which I'm just not quite equipped to deal with very much. So I have to rely more on my assault and engineer players to hopefully take those out for me. But as a medic main, I also was able to enjoy the combat stylings of both of the new weapons, which we will cover next. If I was to compare this map to any of the other maps I've played in the Battlefield franchise, I would say it gives a Strike at Karkin meets Sinai Desert feel, where it has a bit more of the Sinai Desert buildings feel, but a little bit more of the urban combat feeling of Strike at Karkin. Now, I know that won't be a perfect comparison, but it will give you at least a good feel of how you should approach the map. And now with the map covered, let's cover some of the weapons you're going to see. Up first is the AK-5C. Now, if you play Battlefield 4, you may be familiar with this as it was a carbine weapon that you could run on any class, highly versatile, and very reliable. Now, when you reach into Battlefield 2042, you're going to see a very similar style weapon. A very versatile, very easy to control, medium range weapon. Now, it also, much like other weapons in 2042, features multiple ammo types, allowing you to prioritize your combat style. You can utilize the close quarters ammunition type to give you a faster rate of fire, or you can use the extended range ammo type to give yourself just a little bit more consistent damage over range. Even with the recent update for Season 7 that changes the way the weapons feel, the AK-5C felt extremely reliable at all ranges as long as I was planning to fight with it in the right way, utilizing the close quarter ammo for close quarters and the long range ammo for long range fights. And that goes a long way when you're playing in Battlefield, because any Battlefield veteran knows that consistency goes a long way on the battlefield for victories. Up next is the SZC-3. Also, if you've been a long-time player of first-person shooters, you may know this one as the Scorpion. And this one is an absolute monster. Now, I don't want to say that it's going to be extremely OP by the time it comes out, but it might be extremely OP by the time it comes out. I was able to just absolutely beam players across the map with this little gun, and I don't even feel bad about it because it felt wonderful to use. And with its large magazine, it meant you could take on multiple opponents with its lightning fast time to kill. And honestly, I just loved using this one the best out of all of the new weapons that we saw and all the new weapons that I've got to use since 2042 came out. So if you are a hyper aggressive or even a mid-range aggressive player, this may be the weapon for you. But it comes with one major caveat, which is the thing burns through ammo exceptionally quick. If you're looking to run a support player, someone like Falk, like I've been running, you might want to make sure that you have an ammo box, because you generally have a few fights before you're going to be looking or scrounging for ammo. And if you've got a friend that's willing to bring the ammo for you, you can rock it on something else like an assault or a recon class if you'd like. But I'm going to tell you right now, ammo is going to be your absolute best friend with this thing, because you're going to be burning through tons of it. One, because it'll keep you alive and you can win those 1v1s, those 1v2s. but 2, because it also burns through it exceptionally fast. But I have to say that this is definitely, by far, my favorite feeling weapon they've added into 2042 so far, and that's saying a lot for a man who prioritizes utilizing marksman rifles and sniper rifles in almost every shooter I play. And then the brand new gadget that they're adding into the game is the SRAW. It is also a fly-by-wire rocket launcher. If you play Battlefield 4, you're probably familiar with this. If you didn't play Battlefield 4, essentially enough what this is it's a rocket launcher that when you fire it, you can now control it. So if you've been on one of the tow launchers, where you are a encamped rocket launcher that you can fire and then track where it goes, this is essentially enough the same premise, except for it is a shoulder-fire rocket launcher, which gives you a little bit more chance to kind of redirect your course and land some shots on some far-off armor or a cheeky sniper that refuses to leave a nice little nest. This will be simultaneously a very skilled weapon and also a very silly weapon. So I'm looking forward to seeing what kind of videos people make utilizing the SRAW when it comes out to you with Season 7. Now, of course, with Season 7, there's supposed to be one more map and an LMG, and those are apparently coming later in the season, which, of course, I know everybody wants everything right now, but with what I've seen so far, it's actually a pretty good step forward, especially considering that we've been looking for more content inside of 2042. So this is going to give us a little bit more to do, a little bit more to see, and looking for more coming in the future. And I hope that you all actually enjoy it. I actually had a pretty good time on here, and I look forward to seeing your all's opinions on the new 2042 content coming to you with Season 7. I've been a long-time fan of the Battlefield series. I used to stream for EA on their Battlefield channel, and I used to be the #1 DMR user in the world on Battlefield 4. So when I say that I'm glad to see that they've managed to continue to support 2042 at the varying degree, especially after having a launch that was probably less than desired, I am proud of them for putting out the effort to continue to do so, and I look forward to what more they have to offer for the community and for the years to come, as I would love to be able to play more Battlefield here in the future. Let me know down below what you're excited to try out for Season 7 and what you would love to see in the future of Battlefield.